Hello everyone, this is the Paper Princess and we are now on page 4 of Snow in the City. So I'm going to give you all your cuts a little differently. So I wrote them all down here. So just label your cuts A, B, C, and D and write these down. So A is going to be 7 7/8 by 6 1/4, and 7 7/8 is 2 lines before 8, and just label that A. B is going to be 8 7/8 by 6 1/4, so 2 lines before 9. C is 5 5/8 by 4 7/16. Now, C and D are close, but they're off just by 1 because I want a little bit of space. They're doors. So 5 5/8 is 2 lines after 5 1/2, and 4 7/16 is 1 line, let's see, 1 line less. Let me make sure. Yeah, 1 line less than 4 1/2. So you've got one that's 5 5/8 by 4 1/2 and one that's 1 line less than that. And E is 7 3/4 by 6 3/4. So just write that down, get those cut, and come back to me and we are going to score these. So let me bring out my score. And I've got my page 4 labeled up here. This is page 3. I've got the wavy flap is on the left. Turn it over. There's page 4. So let's take our A flap and we're going to score that 1/2 inch with the 6 1/4 inch side facing the top. Okay, B is going to be, this is a pocket that's going to go on top of that. So I want to have the open side, which is the long side, open. So I'm going to start with that at the top. Turn it. Don't know if you can hear the snow blower outside. We had a foot of snow last night. I'm inside with my nice fuzzy jacket, nice and warm, and making a scrapbook. So C, we're gonna score this 1/2 inch with the shorter side up. Well, let me just make sure. Yes, okay. And same thing with D, we want the short side facing up. And E is just a pocket insert, so that does not get a score line. Okay, so now I'll set this aside and let's tape all these. I'm using 3/8 inch tape. Oops. Okay, so our pocket . We can burnish all of this. Make sure the tape stays down. There's no air bubbles in here. Whoops, this is pocket. I forgot something. Hold on. Forgot to do the sides. You probably caught that. so for the pocket, let's cut our corners. So I'm gonna go right up here and turn out a little bit. Okay, now I can fold everything over. Our C and D flaps, fold those over. And the A flap. Okay, so this pocket, let's take our A flap and let's put the B pocket on top of that. So I'm going to just take the bottom tape backing off. And here we have our A flap. I just want to, I'm going to line it up with the non-sticky sides. We just have sticky on the bottom here, and I just want to make sure it fits here. So I'm lining it up with the top edge, the sides, and looking at it, it looks like it is exactly right, gonna fit right on the edge. So I'm just gonna drop it down. And nothing's showing, it fits there nice. Just press that down. And now, since we're not gonna be putting paper under here, you can go ahead and take off your backings on the sides. I usually leave those on if I'm going to be putting paper in here, but we're not going to be putting paper in there. Design paper. Okay. So our E cutout is going to be a photo mat. I'm just going to make sure that fits in here, and if it doesn't, I can always trim some. So it fits there nice, and I'm going to round these because I think that'll look better. Get my little trash can here. I'm going to round the edges. That's up to you, whatever look you like, but I do think it looks nice, that rounded edge. Okay, so we have our pocket page, and let's put this on the right hand side. So peel this backing off, and I want to make sure I'm facing the right direction. So my number 4 is up here, that's oriented the right way, and I'm going to put this pocket on the right hand side, pocket flap here, and let's line it up left and right. It looks like there's just a little teensy beensy space on either side, and I'm going to bring it right to the edge, and my thumbs will guide it. I can feel where the bottom pocket page is and where this flap is. They are lined up, and I'm just going to drop it down. Okay. Now, the C and D flaps, what I'm going to do here is have these go like this. And there's just a little bit of space so they don't have to touch each other and get wrinkled up. So what we want to do here is I don't want to have it too close to this flap because this is going to go over top. So there is going to be a little bit of a space, which is fine. So it doesn't matter really which, if the C or the D is on top or bottom, it doesn't matter. One is cut a little bit shorter, and that's to give you that little bit of space. But whether you put that at the top or at the bottom, it doesn't really matter. So pick a flap, any flap, and I'm going to hold it down with my thumbs at the bottom edge, and I'm looking to the, concentrating on this side. Here's my score line, and I want a good, I'm gonna say 1/8 of an inch. And 1/8 of an inch is like 2 lines on a ruler, so it's a little bit of a space. And I will show you that in just 1 minute here. I'm gonna put this down, and let me get a piece of contrasting paper under here. It's about that much space. Okay, I'm gonna turn this upside down and put our next flap. Put a weight here, so when I lay this down, I know I'm not gonna go over top or touching right to it. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a space. Not much of a space, it's just one line. That's why I had that crazy 7/16 measurement, because we're just leaving one little line on a ruler. That's the only, so I've got a little bit of space here. I'm looking, it's lined up this way, and I'll just drop it down here, and I will put this paper underneath. So that's the amount of space that you'll have. Okay, so let's orient ourselves right in the right direction again. You can decide if you want to leave these flattened like that, or if you want to put a little corner round. I think I'm just going to do the smallest corner round that I have. And then all we have left to do is our magnets. So let me just pull out some magnets over here. And these, we'll just get one in the middle. I'm gonna need a new pack, hold on. Okay. So this one I'm going to put upside down, because I have, for some reason, I have all these negatives and not a lot of positives. So I'm going to tape that on upside down. Eesh, it just disappeared on me. Hold on. It landed over there. Funny. Okay, so I'm going to tape this onto this flap upside down. You don't have to do that. I just have all these extra negative. So I'm going to turn it upside down and make it a positive. Right here. Actually, it's on the wrong side. Hold on. Silly me. Not thinking straight. This be over here. Okay. Every once in a while, basic ray, even though they're good, like this one was labeled a negative, but it's a positive. So now I guess I don't have more negatives than positive. It was just labeled wrong. All right, so now I'm going to put the next one over here on the bottom flap. did it again to me. All right. Okie doke. All right, now let me think about this pocket page. All right, we're not going to be able to put one in the middle because then it would land in the middle here, so let's do 2 on the sides. Let me just see where these are going to land. They're going to land right on the edges of these. Okay, so if you want, you can scoot them down a little bit. Let me just make sure that they don't come right to the edge. Yeah, okay, that's good. Press that down. All right. So this really didn't have a whole lot of complicated flaps, but it looks good. And I will show you how I decorated that. And then this just goes in here. And when I have a pocket like this, oops, make sure that's down the bottom. What I like to do is I will still put a magnet under here to land over there. So let's put a magnet on here. Let's see. Right about there. Okay, let's flip this over. Lands right there. There, now it closes nice and tight, and that is it. So let me show you what I did to decorate page 4. Okay, so this one, love this paper. So this is the one that I have the telephone booth with the bicycle, and on the inside I chose the paper that had the roses with the white snow, and you can orient that whichever way you want. I chose to have the snow sticking out, and then when you pull it out, you get a surprise with all those roses. And you just see a hint of it right here, but it's kind of like a nice surprise when you pull it out. But you can certainly have it the other way if you want. So whatever you decide. But since I have my magnet here, I'm going to leave it this way. And open up here. The back side has this, it was the back side of one of the papers. I think it was the one with the city building in the background. So use that. This is the back side of the the telephone booth paper. Same here. And so when you open these doors, you get a nice winter scene. So I like that. I forget which paper this was, but it just had this winter scene and some words here. And I just put the back side of that city paper again, that city at night. It had the street lights in it. So that's all I did for that. And for the pullout, I had a piece of the red left over at the end. Wait and see what you have left over, but you could put this red paper all throughout, and the red would bring out the red in the booth, telephone booth. So that's it for that page. Not too bad. It was kind of fun, went quick. And next video we are on to page 5.